Hey everyone, my name is Nora, and I'm one of the mental health specialists here at the Y, and I want to welcome you back to our at home SEL activity series. In the last video, we talked about the qualities we look for in a friend, while also exploring qualities we don't want in a friend. So if you missed that video, feel free to check it out. Today, we're going to discuss and focus our attention on the things we can and cannot control within our lives. Have you ever felt like something didn't go as planned and it made you feel frustrated? I've also experienced that too. So join me today as we discuss this important topic together. And of course, we'll make an awesome project in the comfort of your own home. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt really upset when things didn't go your way? Maybe your soccer game got canceled because of the rain, or maybe someone made a mean comment to you on the bus for no reason. Or maybe your friend didn't want to play with you at recess. All of those situations seem frustrating, right? Well, you're right, they are frustrating, but there is some good news that I want to share with you. When things don't go the way you want them to, there's a lot of things you can control. You're in charge of your actions, your words, and how you react to things around you. For example, you can't control the weather, but you can decide to find a fun indoor game to play instead. It stinks that your soccer game got rained out, but maybe you can practice your skills in the garage. There's lots of things in life we can't always control, and it can feel frustrating, annoying, and even overwhelming sometimes. Although, when we focus our attention on the things we can control, we feel stronger and more confident, even when things don't go perfectly. So, what can you control? Let's get into that discussion together. So let's go over some examples of the things that are in your control while also exploring some examples of things that are out of your control. Are you ready to get started? All right, so here are some examples of things that you can control. You can control the choices you make. Every day you're faced with choices, whether it's choosing to finish your homework, helping a friend, or deciding how to spend your free time. You're in control of the decisions you make. Even when things don't go as planned, you can always choose how you respond. Your efforts. You might not be the best at something right away, and that's totally okay. But you can always control how much effort you put into things, whether it's practicing a sport, studying for a test, or learning a new skill. Giving your best effort helps you grow and improve. You can control your attitude. You can't always control what happens around you, but you can control how you feel about it. Choosing a positive attitude when things get tough can help you face challenges with confidence and optimism. A good attitude can turn a bad day around. Your behavior, how you act towards others and yourself, is completely in your hands. When you choose to behave in a way that reflects your values, you feel better about yourself and build stronger relationships with others. How you talk to your friends, your words have power. You can choose to use words that are kind, supportive, and encouraging. And when you speak to your friends with kindness, you build trust and make stronger relationships and friendships. How you take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself isn't just about brushing your teeth or eating healthy, although they are very important. It's about giving yourself time to rest, doing things that make you happy, and asking for help when you need it. You have the power to make choices that keep your mind and body healthy. And finally, your personal feelings or emotions. While you can't always control what you feel, like when you suddenly feel angry or sad, you can control how you handle those feelings. For instance, you can take deep breaths, talk to someone you trust, or find a healthy way to express yourself, like drawing, writing, or playing outside. So, as you can see from the list I shared, there's a lot of things you can actually control. So, if we switch gears, let's talk about some things that are actually out of your control. So, the weather, whether it's rain, snow, thunderstorms, you name it. The weather might not cooperate, but your fun doesn't have to stop. It can be frustrating when weather conditions impact a planned activity, but you can control what you choose to do instead. What other people think of you. It's impossible to control what others think or say about you. What does matter is how you see yourself. If you're being kind, honest, and true to who you are, that's what counts. You can't make everyone like you, but you can choose to be proud of who you are. What the school lunch would be, that is something that's completely out of your control sometimes. Maybe you were hoping for pizza, but it's spaghetti day instead. You can't control what's on the menu, but you can choose to enjoy what you have or even pack your own lunch next time. Sometimes it's all about making the best of what you got. If your friend is in a bad mood, we've all experienced a bad day before, and sometimes your friend might feel upset, even if it has nothing to do with you. You can't control their mood, but you can choose to be understanding and give them space if they need it. And when they're ready, you can be there to cheer them on. Your brother feeling angry because he got a bad grade on his math test. Do we think we can control this? Well, it's tough to see someone you care about feeling upset, but you can't control your brother's emotions or fix his grade. What you can do is offer support and maybe help him study next time or just listen to him if he needs someone to talk to. Sometimes just being there is enough. And finally, maybe your mom works on the weekends. You might have wanted to spend more time with her, but sometimes adults have responsibilities that they can't avoid. While you can't control her work schedule, you can plan fun things to do when she is free, or even find activities you enjoy doing on your own with friends. Making the most of the time you have together is what matters. So we can't control everything around us all the time. But as you can see from this list I shared, there's always a way to spin that negative situation into something more positive. I know it's hard, but try thinking about this next time you're in a situation like this. We've already learned so much today, and I think we're ready to start our project. So if you're ready, let's get into it. So this is the project that we're going to make today, and it's actually super simple to do. If you look inside my handprint, you'll see all the things that I can personally control within my life. And if you look on the outside of the handprint, I wrote all the things that I cannot control. So this project is a visual representation of the things we can and cannot control. And the purpose of this project is to remind you daily about what is 100% in your control. So for this project, you'll need some very basic materials. You'll need a plain piece of paper or construction paper, whatever you prefer, and whatever is available to you at home. This will be the base for your handprint. You'll also need a pencil, and you'll need a black marker or a Sharpie. So that's for outlining your handprint and the words that you write on the paper. And lastly, you'll need some coloring materials. So you can use crayons, markers, or colored pencils, whatever you prefer and whatever is available to you at home. So if you need to pause the video to get your supplies, feel free to do so. All right, well, if you have all your materials ready, we can get started together. So step 1, on a plain piece of paper, trace your hand with a pencil. After tracing your hand with a pencil, you can use a black marker or Sharpie to outline your hand. This will just enhance the handprint and make it look bold. And so after that, you're going to write the phrase, "in my control," in the center of your handprint. And make sure you don't write it too big because you're going to be filling in the handprint with your words. And then in the blank space on your paper, you're going to write the phrase, "out of my control." And again, like you did with your handprint, outlining it with a Sharpie or a black marker, you can do the same thing with the words you wrote. It's just to make it look bigger and bolder. So if you need a few minutes to work on step 1, feel free to pause the video. All right, if you're ready, we can start step 2. So using a pencil, begin to write different things that are in your control. You'll write those different things on the inside of your handprint. Try thinking of a time or an experience in your life where you felt like you were in complete control of things. You probably felt calm, content, and empowered, right? I know for me, when I feel in control about my choices, behavior, and attitude, I typically have a stress-free day. So here's some examples in case you're looking for some inspiration. You can write the choices I make, my efforts, my attitude, my behavior, how I talk to my friends, and how I take care of myself. If at any point you want to pause the video and go back to the beginning to look at my picture, you're more than welcome to. But if you also need to pause the video to actually write on the inside of your handprint, you can also do that too. So now we're heading into step 3. So using a pencil again, begin to write different things that are out of your control. So try thinking of a time or an experience in your life where you felt like you had no control and things were not going as planned. You'll write those things in the blank space of your paper. So again, I have some examples in case you need some inspiration. So we can't control the weather, the past, your parents working on the weekend, what others think of you, if your friend is in a bad mood, what the school lunch might be. These are all just examples, but try thinking of some that are maybe more related to you and like what goes on in your life and your day-to-day experiences. So again, feel free to pause the video if you need some time to work on this step. All right, so step 4, using coloring materials of your choice, like markers, crayons, or colored pencils, begin to personalize your project. You can add shapes or designs to further illustrate what you wrote, whether it's inside or outside your handprint. And remember, this handprint is a visual reminder made just for you. Have fun personalizing your project and take your time. You can always pause the video to work on this step and come back when you're ready. Step 5, congratulations, you just completed the project. I hope you're feeling proud of yourself for the hard work you did today. Consider finding a place in your home where you can have this readily available to you. Maybe in your bedroom, on the kitchen fridge, or hang it on a bulletin board. I would also consider sharing your project with your family, maybe at your next family meal or when you're driving to an activity together. Consider showing them and explaining what you wrote. This can spark a great discussion with your family. And remember, we can't control everything, but we can always control our actions, behaviors, and attitudes. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you had an enjoyable experience with me today and learned something new. And remember, you can't control the weather, but you can control how you approach challenging situations or how you react to certain things. And as always, stay tuned for more at-home SEL activities. And if you missed one of our videos, feel free to check them out on our page. Thanks. Bye, guys.